Hey, this is Flex Wheeler. Follow me on my YouTube page, The Official Flex Wheeler, and my Instagram is Official Flex Wheeler.
Hey everybody, Rhino here, the world's strongest pro bodybuilder. We're following up another segment of Flex at 50. So we're all set up here at the new Iron Addicts Gym, Las Vegas. CT Fletcher's newest franchise is just opened here in Las Vegas. Grand opening weekend of the Olympia. And we've all set up with some new equipment, both inside and out. We're gonna run through a circuit. We're gonna do some landmines first for shoulder presses, some upper body work. Then we're gonna do some ropes just to keep the heart rate moving. We're going to go outside and we're going to push the prowler so we can get some legs involved into the movements and core. And then one of my favorites, we're going to do a loaded carry. I'm going to use a trap bar deadlift bar, and we're just going to walk back and forth under load. One of my favorite exercises to increase the heart rate and just put tension on the whole body so that you make sure and stimulate that muscle growth. And so we aren't here wasting away valuable muscle tissue before a show.
The difference between this training, HIIT style training, versus coming in a gym, you have to understand for over 2 decades, I did this. It's a happy world for me. It's no place really where you can take me in this area here that I haven't been to. So I'm going to be very comfortable whatever situation you put me in.
You know, it's really encouraging for me to train with Stan Rhino, you know, the strongest pro bodybuilder in the world. And of course, one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time, the legend Flex Wheeler. You know, so it's totally encouraging, really exciting. And, you know, just being a part of this group today was epic.
As you know, I don't like steady state cardio. Not my thing. I think you burn up as much muscle tissue as you do fat. So what I like to do is create some sort of load during these exercises. Some jacked and tan there. I like to create some sort of load during these exercises so that the body's stimulated to maintain its muscle tissue. It's a completely different message when you're doing endurance work as opposed to when you're doing some sort of loaded HIIT type of training. And I like to maximize what's now called EPOC, and that's that excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. And the way to do that is to get your heart rate elevated as high as you can during these very explosive HIIT training exercises so that for an extended period of time after you're done training, your heart rate is elevated and your metabolism and you're burning more calories. So I like to employ this type of HIIT training before a show so we can maintain all our lean body mass, burn fat, get as ripped as possible. I like to do that under load, so I've created a number of exercises here today on a circuit. And what we're going to try and do is get our heart rate elevated, take short rest periods, and then redo the circuit again, but hit a number of different muscle groups at the same time, and just keep as much load as we can on the muscles while still doing some sort of HIIT training cardio. All right, we're going to start with landmines. I like this one for upper body load. We do one arm at a time. I'm leaning into it a little bit, keeping the weight over top of my shoulder. Do 10 or 12 reps with each arm. Remember, this will be a series of exercises that we do to generate that heart rate under load. Start with the landmine and we'll go to the ropes. Okay.
So the goal for me is to burn as much calories as I can in a short period of time, taking my heart rate up and down. HIIT style training, you know, it's been around forever, but it's just become more trendy today. However, I like to train more like an athlete. I like to feel blood going into my muscle. I like to feel a pump. I like to feel my lungs burning up on fire. So this is what I choose to incorporate for my cardio, as opposed to being on a treadmill or Stairmaster, which gets very boring. And for me, it's about stimulation. So, you know, we hit it real hard today with the battle ropes and pushing the prowlers and just overhead presses and stuff like that. So we kept the pace, you know, really high. And of course, we all go at our own pace, but we want to take ourselves to that almost danger zone and just that whole next level.
So it's very easy to take me out of my comfort zone and put me into a position where I'm going to be very much concentrating on breathing and not passing out. I am aware that when I get to that place, that, you know, it's dangerous for me, you know, in a healthy way, it's dangerous for me, but I'm also aware if I don't push my barrier each time I train, I'm not getting any better. I'm staying comfortable, like in this world here, so I really enjoy HIIT style training. It's a love-hate relationship because very easily within 10 to 15 minutes, I'm already taxed out and yeah, I'm suffering. But you know, I know the fruits of my labor are going to come a lot faster and a lot easier. And actually, I find more comfort in going in to the gym, spending about 30 minutes of putting myself into a very happy place and being done, instead of coming in here and doing a mental and a more focused style training that is going to take me an hour, and I won't even go to that happy place. It is no way any of this is going to put me into that happy place in 30 minutes or less.
And talk about developing mass head to toe. If you could just put yourself under load and hold that over an extended period of time and do repeated bouts of that, everything, you stimulate the traps, the shoulders, the back, the core, the legs, everything. It's great exercise, perfect for pre-contest because it's not going to create any injuries, but you're going to get a massive increase in your heart rate, get that EPOC going, that high intensity interval training, and it's under load so you don't lose any muscle tissue. You probably grow into a show on these. They're that valuable.
It doesn't feel good when you're on the brink of passing out and you're wondering, are they about to see me pass out or not, or am I about to toss my cookies in front of them? But you have to say, is this better in me or not? Or am I just trying to be a poster boy or a model for them? No, I'm not. I'm trying to get myself in the best shape possible and then continuing that route. So for me personally, one of the hardest things is having to more or less like battle with myself. The person that I was as an athlete, you know, in my 20s, to the person I am now, older, not an athlete, you know, 50 years old, but trying to find a happy medium between not giving in and saying, oh shit, I'm too old to do that, versus pushing myself too far because I can't recuperate, you know, as fast as I could when I was younger. But my ultimate goal is not to surrender to a Father Time and say, you know, like you hear a lot of people say, and you might find yourself being one of those people, oh, I used to look like her when I was her age. You know, she's not gonna look like that when she's my age and after she have kids. Or I used to look like you. I get that all the time. I'm sure Mark does too. You know, I used to look like you when I was your age. You know, when I get that now, I laugh, because 9 times out of 10, I'm older than they are. But I don't want to become one of those people as I get older and just giving up, just because you're older, that you can't come out here and train with young guys that keep you inspired, or continue trying to better yourself. I don't want to give in to that, because I feel once you do give in to something like that, all the problems that come along with associating with being, you know, my age and people age like me and Stan, that you start running into those problems, arthritis and problems with being overweight and, you know, extra body fat or cholesterol problems. So I keep trying to hang around younger guys like him, Mark, and like with Mike Rashid, who are young stallions still in their prime, you know, because it pushes guys like me and Stan to continue trying to stay in our prime as we get older. So, you know, again, it's not an ego problem. If it was, I would pick old has-beens like myself and train with them and try to beat up on them and make myself look good. But instead, I force myself, and I'm just combative that way. I'm just a competitor that way. I force myself to, you know, pull out these young studs, man, who are in their prime, watch them and feed off of their energy and say, man, I can still do it. Or, you know what, I'm freaking gonna still keep trying. And that's all I want to inspire you guys to do, is just to stop with the BS about how old you are or what injuries you have, or your lifestyle is too hard, or you're a father or a grandfather, or you run these businesses, you don't have time. You know, it's like CT said, it doesn't matter if you're on your period, you know, you can't get a babysitter, this or that, it's still your set.
And so no matter where your starting point is if you just stimulate, take your body somewhere where it hasn't been before, you're gonna make a change. And progressively, as you increase weight, the nice thing about these exercises, it's not all just about weight. As you increase weight, as you increase speed, as you increase the total number of repetitions that you do, as you increase distance. There's 4 different measuring points under which you can continue to have progression here. We can lengthen the the length of the sprint in which we're going to push the prowler.
Or not.
Or not. We can increase the weight. We can decrease the rest time.
Thanks.
We can increase the number of repetitions that we do. So every time you come to the gym, there's a different opportunity to progress here on these types of exercises, why I think they're so valuable, because you can't always, particularly as we age, be just trying to lift more weight. Eventually you'll compromise the joints. And so this will give us an opportunity to keep building muscle tissue or maintaining muscle tissue while maintaining low body fat and creating a good stimulus for the heart, which is going to be great for us long term. Now that we're done training, we're going to go get a meal, try and eat something healthy. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. So what we're going to try and do is show you the most important part of this whole thing. You can't outwork a bad diet, and so at our stage here, we got to be really careful, make sure that we still continue to eat, healthy and maintain our calorie count within reason, so that it's easier at this age to gain body fat. So we're going to take you out to eat. Probably go to the Protein House, a great spot here in Vegas.
My diet has been pretty much the same. I mostly eat red meat, which is kind of a big no-no to everybody when you're dieting. That's the same type of diet that I had Stan on when he won the Masters Olympia. So I don't really change my caloric intake or my macrominerals based on my workout. My diet is my diet, regardless of whether I went into a very unhappy place in my deep water transition of doing like a HIIT style training, or if I just came in the gym and I just tried to bang heavy weight or whatnot. My diet does not change. It does not change whatsoever. So I constantly stay in that zone of eating a lot of red meat. Normally it's just hamburger meat, a higher grade of hamburger meat, and I'll have baked potatoes or rice. It doesn't really change. In the morning, always oatmeal and a protein drink, or maybe 4 or 5 egg whites with some toast.
So it's post-workout. We made our way over to Protein House. Like I mentioned, at the end of the workout, nutrition's hugely important. As you get older, it gets harder to maintain that lean body, and it's easier to overeat and accumulate body fat. So, without getting too complicated, you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to eat fewer calories than you consume if you're intending to lose body fat. An easy way to do that is to maintain a high lean protein diet and moderate fats, moderate carbs. We just have to stay focused on making sure that we're getting adequate nutrition to fuel our workouts and not eating too much these days so that we don't burn it off. So we made our way down to Protein House. It's just a simple bison meal, a little bit of white rice post-workout. And that's plenty, that's adequate. And if you have to, every now and then you've got a favorite food you want to eat, just make sure and account for the fact that those calories are going to add up, particularly at our age with our reduced workloads.
Overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress that I've made in these last month or so that I've been doing these series of videos. I'm not content because, I'm always grappling with, again, as I've said this many times, I'm always grappling with the identity of who I was younger and who I'm locked in mentally versus who I am physically and a man that stands before me in a mirror. So I'm always grappling with a yin and yang of trying to find a happy medium between not over pushing myself because of my age and what problems I have to deal with health-wise because of, the various different situations and circumstances I am in, versus just giving up and making excuses because of those problems. So for me, it keeps me aware. It keeps me aware because I have to deal with both of them. So, in your life, whatever it is that you're dealing with, I want to be an example of you just can't give up, and you can't allow these situations or circumstances become an excuse. Are they a reality? Of course they are. Do you have to deal with them and face them? Of course you do. But you can't use it as an excuse of why you stop eating properly or why you stop training. Or any of those. You can't use it as an excuse. You actually need to find a way to take those lemons that life deals you and make lemonade out of them, and then reward yourself with those fruits of your labor. Because no matter what you're dealing with, life, health, family, business, when you persevere just over that one speed bump, when you look back, you'll be more satisfied and gratification of being able to do that. During that time in that course, it's going to be really difficult and you're going to probably see no way out. But if you just put your head down and you continue muscling through that, in due time, you'll look back at those situations, you'll be able to reflect on it, and you'll be proud about you persevere, because that situation or whatever scenario you're in, it is what it is. It is there and you're going to have to deal with it. But you can find comfort in knowing that you muscled through that or you didn't. You know, the bottom line and what I want to leave you guys with is it's all mental. It's all mind frame. And hear me out on this. You know, if you ever heard, if you ever heard this saying, the glass is half empty. No matter what, the glass is half, right? It's half full, half empty. It's your perception on how you see it. So factually, the glass half of the fluid in there. You can be like, damn, I only got half left. Or you can be like, man, I got half left. The fact is, it's only half. It's your perception on how you see it. So no matter what it is that you're going through, it's your perception on how you see it that forces the outcome to be the end result. Because it is what it is. No matter what, the glass is half. But it's your perception on whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And that's what we have to do in this race of life, no matter what it is that we're dealing with. That's what we have to persevere in, and that's what I'm trying to prove. Again, please follow me on the Official Flex Wheeler, my YouTube page, and Official Flex Wheeler, my Instagram. Let me hear your comments. I very much appreciate all your comments that I've been getting so far. And for all the guys who are supporting me, thank you very much. For all the haters, keep hating. Love it, man. You guys fuel my fire. I love it, good or bad. As most people say, and Stan keeps pounding in my head, listen, all publicity is good publicity, so I love it. Let's keep doing it together.